Hey guys, Malik here again, and today we're going to be talking about what exactly is Dd-Wrt. Well, Dd-Wrt is a Linux-based type of firmware for wireless routers and wireless access points. It's compatible with plenty of routers. What Dd-Wrt is a third-party type of firmware which is designed to replace the original firmware on some routers that are out there now commercially. Now, alternative firmware that is to offer more features and functionality from the original firmware, which gives you much more openness to customizability and whatnot to your router. The WRT in the name, it comes from maybe the original WRT54G by Linksys that was released back in 2002 of December. And other companies have started to implement this type of openness to their router somewhat. But if you want the full openness and customizability of Dd-Wrt, you just want to go to their website and find your router, and I'll be showing you that too in a second. Alright, now I'm just gonna show you what exactly Dd-Wrt is. And first, what you want to do is just go on Google and type in Dd-Wrt, and then you go here, which is basically dd-wrt.com, and just click there, go to their website, and to see if your router is compatible with any of this open source type of firmware for your router, all you gotta do is just go to the router database and type in the name just type in the name of the router, or if you know the just do the name. I'm forgetting the other name. Just type in the name. That's it. I got caught up. Like me now, I have the E2000, and it says that my router is supported. So what I'm gonna do here is just click that, make sure I'm on the latest build. And this is just a beta. It's not perfect, but it works. And I just download this and then travel to your upgrade section of your router and just click this and make sure you upgrade your router to that. And when all that is said and done, you should have a page that looks like this. Now, you're gonna see a few things probably blocked out for you because, sensitive information, kinda, sorta, yeah. And basically, this is what Dd-Wrt is, and the authentication type is going to be, I believe it's root admin for you. I just switched it around. And this is just a basic setup part of the Dd-Wrt. This is where you can set your DNS servers instead of you going into your computer like I showed you in the other video. Instead of going into the network settings, you can just set everything here. You can take these down if you'd like. And we're gonna move to this. All the other stuff you don't really need to pay attention to. And since you have if you have the E2000, you'll just be able to benefit off of this. Basically, what I've done is just on default, wireless mode is set to AP. Wireless network mode I've changed to just N only at 2.4 gigahertz. You know, just plain and simple. Made my SSID Cisco wireless channel 9. You can do anywhere 9 to 11, make so you don't get that much disruption depending on where you are. Your channel width, I've set it to 20 megahertz. You can set it to 40 if you like, but then your wireless channel would then be set at auto, I believe. And then what I've done is just made sure my SSID isn't broadcasting, and by that it is not showing to anyone who has Wi-Fi that Cisco is available to connect to. You'd have to know the SSID and the security type and the password to it to then connect to the router. And you know, just want to play it safe. Radius, you know, set to disable. Wireless security is set to WPA personal at AES algorithm. You know, make your own password and keep this at 3600. Now the MAC filter, what the MAC filter does is basically, like it says, prevent clients from accessing this wireless network. When I go into this MAC filter here and I notice that someone is on my router that I don't want there, I just enter their MAC address and then they will no longer be able to connect to the router. Now if I have it the other way, I'd have to then enter each individual person that can connect to my router, which is much more of a tedious process if you ask me. And then in advanced wireless settings, I've set up the authentication type is set to auto, basic rate is at default, the MIMO is at auto, transmission fixed rate is at auto, the CTS protection mode is disabled, frame burst enabled, beacon interval at 75. I've adjusted the fragmentation threshold to 2306, RTS threshold to 2307. I kept everything else just about default except the TX power, which helps with your signal strength. Say if you know on your stock firmware you were only getting say about 2 to 3 bars, when you at default it's gonna set it to 71. You can keep it at 71, but I've lowered to 50 and I haven't seen any other type of degradation between the 50 and 71, so I'm just keeping it at 50. And what that does also is helps reduce the amount of TX errors that the router is gonna give off. And afterburners enabled, you know, get a little jolt of speed every now and then. And I've also disabled wireless multimedia support settings. It really didn't affect anything, me streaming over my router. And then we're gonna move to, let's see what's in services. Nothing. Security, I've kept everything at default. Access restrictions, yeah, you can set up I guess set your router up on a timed interval when to send out internet and when to not. I guess if you're a parent and you don't want your kids doing the internet after hours, I guess. This is port range forwarding, whatnot. I guess if you're trying to host a server and give out your actual WAN IP address, then yeah, you can use that. Administration. Now, this is where you can set up the password to get into your router when you go to, like, on Linksys, all Linksys routers is 192.168.1.1, right? And then it's going to ask you to authenticate your username and password for you to then customize your router. And you can just set whatever goes here, you know, username of whatever, password of any sort, and then, you know, re-enter it. Made sure to enable HTTP and HTTPS. Everything else is about the same here. Oh, except for my IP filter settings, I've changed to the TCP timeout to 90, and the UDP timeout to 90 as well. And let's see here, keep alive. Yeah, all these are disabled. Commands, I've only entered 2 commands, and this is only for those of whom have Warner cable internet, and these are the IP addresses you need to reject, have your router reject, so that you won't have any problems with when you're watching YouTube videos. So what you need, you can just write this down. I'll leave it in the description. What you need to do is just paste it in here, and then just run command and save firewall, and then it's going to be listed down here, and every time you go on YouTube it's going to make sure to block these IP addresses, and then you should notice a few speed boosts in your YouTube watching. And you know, if you want to reset your router, you go here, firmware upgrade. If there is a later firmware to come out, you know, you could just upgrade it through here. And you can also back up your router through here, and you can check the status of your router right here. It's gonna list all these different stuff right here, how long it's been up, the clock speed and whatnot, what type of processor you have in your router, and the memory, whatnot. And also, I'm pretty sure it's going to list, oh, I already showed you this, but yeah, this basically shows you what is connected to the router at the moment. Like, you know, this is my printer, so I'm not gonna block my printer, but yeah, you can just type in the printer's MAC address, and then, you know, it'll be banished from ever connecting. So that's a little example I like to show you. But you know, if you like Dd-Wrt and it's helped you, please let me know in the comments down below. And if this video here helped you in any way, shape, or form to, you know, be more comfortable with Dd-Wrt, and, you know, enlighten you to get it, and, you know, get free speed boosts on your router for absolutely no cost, then, you know, check it out. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you get Dd-Wrt. It's good. Peace.